Welcome everyone to episode 41 of DM Podcast. We are talking about the general news and stuff about taxis and Uber. If you haven't seen the other episodes, you know the intro. A little bit lazy today. But yes, so generally talking about the general news, what's happening, what have we been up to, the terrible threesome. And yeah, that's about it really. So episode 41, big shout out to last week because that was episode 40. That's a big number. Most podcasts don't get past 25, I think, or 20 to 30, can't remember. But we're making waves slowly but surely growing up. But yeah, so I'll just start off dead quick. What I've been up to, bit of Uber, bitty bits. Obviously, Ramadan's kind of messed up and the order of things a little bit, hasn't it? Just kind of spun things on the head a little bit. So yeah, we'll talk a bit about Ramadan and Uber and stuff like that. I know the three of us have been doing a bit more Uber than normal because the private's a little bit quieter. So yeah, let's talk to. I'm going to go to Marcus. What have you been up to today? 7 airports this morning.
Just the two. I had a late phone call last night to cover two. Back to Sheffield from 5. Finished at 9:30, so 4.5 hours, 53 quid.
4.5 hours.
Yeah, went on at 5. Got my first job at 6:30, but then I realised around about 6 o'clock I needed an update, so I'm guessing that was a problem. And then I got my first job at 6:30. Got my job at 6:30, and then finished at 9:30. So 53 quid down.
I was talking about that this morning on I done a TikTok and reel on it. And I was talking about that this morning. It feels like it doesn't really kick off till about 7:30 these days. You know, the morning rush. I know you can't talk, but you're on the morning rush school now, aren't you, Mick? So you normally miss those hours, don't you? But what have you done any work this morning, Uber?
Went out and done I think it was about 50 minutes before I wanted to get myself some breakfast and knew I was coming home for this and whatnot. So yeah, done about 50 minutes and done 17 quid. So
it's all right, isn't it? It took me 40 minutes to get my first job offer today. But yeah, I went out and done 2.5 hours and I've done 35 quid. But if you take off the first half an hour of me waiting for the job, then it was 35 quid in less than 2 hours, which is not the best, but yeah. But obviously Ramadan. Let's talk about Ramadan while we're here and Uber. So back in the day, rewind literally 2 years ago, when Ramadan was on, it was very busy, really. There's a lot of drivers that celebrating Ramadan, Muslim drivers, will either work a lot less this month, go out, obviously in bits and bobs, obviously energy levels are low, they might work less than days, they might do more nights and stuff like that. But it feels like, and I've spoken to a few of the Muslim drivers as well, it feels like you get a little busy spell at when the sun goes down, doesn't it? Just a little busy spell. And outside that seems quiet. And it feels like because the whole trade is down as a bit of a low, it's a little bit, everyone's desperate, everyone's skint, all the bills are high. It feels like where normally a lot of the Muslims would take this month off, really take it laid back and work a lot less. It feels like they're working a lot more outside of their prayer times and their eating windows and stuff like that. Do you agree? It feels like this is a bit of a bad Ramadan for the non-Muslim drivers this year, if you get me.
Yeah, probably. In Sheffield, it's always the 30 days, the month of Ramadan. It's always quiet here because all the night drivers come on days. So I've not really noticed any difference. To be fair.
Okay. Is that what you notice in Sheffield? All the night drivers who normally work nights.
Days. Yeah. And it does go a bit mad around about 11 and 1 o'clock, I think. So I'm guessing that's when they're going to do their prayers. I think, I don't know.
Yeah. But I know a few of the night lads in our members chat, and you've been one of them, haven't you? It's still been quiet overnight. After 10 p.m, 11 p.m, it's died off, hasn't it? Where that's meant to be where it's busy, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? 'Cause I think Paul in our group said the same, didn't he?
It's busy. Sunset is where they'll go home and eat, isn't it?
Yeah. But normally about 9:30.
And then they have prayer after the feast. So it's normally 9:30 that everything's finished for them, isn't it?
Yeah, but a lot of the time, what Mark's saying is true. A lot of the time is a lot of the night drivers work days, so then you can just stay out, pray, eat, drink, celebrate, and then have a good night's sleep.
But I think that sunset time from 5 to 8 o'clock I think that's been
All right.
the busiest part
Busy.
of the days the hours that I've been working, which makes sense for
Yeah.
Ramadan. Do you know what I mean? But put yourself in their shoes. Now, I asked this question yesterday, but apparently they have prayer times throughout the day,
Yeah.
so they can't sleep in the day because of prayer times. But if it was me, this threw my theory completely out, apart from last night when I got told this. I was thinking, if that was me, I'd have me food and feast and go to work, and then sleep when I can't eat.
I said the same.
That would be me.
Why don't they sleep through the fasted period?
Yeah, but it's just through me
I'm
theory.
assuming it's the prayers that stops them, mate. Because otherwise you'd be having sporadic sleep like through the day, wouldn't you? Waking up for the sleeps and stuff.
Then the nights are not making any... unless they're not sleeping. Where are they sleeping?
The sleep, that's what I mean. I think what Mark's saying is true. Is where they used to sleep overnight and then everyone moves over to the days. Yeah. So that's why the nights used to be busier. But it seems like a lot of drivers now are going back out after the evening prayer or even working a little bit later and then just sleeping through the night. Do you know what I mean? And that's where, like, you have that 3 hour window. But before this year, you generally got quite busy, didn't it?
Yeah, but before sunrise, because we've got Z in the group, isn't he? He's Muslim. He's up at 4.
We've got a few Muslims in the group. Sorry, go on.
It's only Z who talks, though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He gets up at 4 in the morning to have breakfast to set him up for the day, so he doesn't, obviously, otherwise he won't get through the day without something before.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, but it doesn't make sense. If that was me then, and I had to be up in the daytime to pray, I'd be going to sleep after my big feast, after the big fat belly, get into bed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I had to be up in the day, but if it didn't have to be up in the day, then I would be straight out to work after my food, let my food settle. That would have happened while I was doing my evening prayer or whatever, and then I'd be out 9:30, 10 o'clock and work until.
Yeah, I just reckon this year the Ramadan and with the way the state of Uber is and the market and everything's gone up, I just think where a lot of Muslim drivers will be working a lot less for the full month because they're tired and they're fatigued and everything else. They're not doing it this time, so we're not just feeling the full effect of the lack of drivers because of just like a bit of desperation. Do you know what I mean?
It is as well as obviously the community, how big of a Muslim community have we actually got compared
to
all other nationalities? Do you know what I mean?
That's a good shout, because do you reckon now in 2025, do you reckon there's more non-Muslims working Uber now?
Yeah, that's what
it feels in Liverpool. It feels in Liverpool. You get a lot more Scousers, don't you? And also as well, a lot more girls. How many times have you noticed that? I'm driving down and I seen a woman the other day. She looked like the grandma out of Tweety. You know, the old cartoon. She literally looked like that. I was like, "What? That's mad!" And she was literally driving Uber, big minibus. And I was like, "You know what I mean? It's just something you don't see every day, but it feels like, yeah, you are right, Mick. More girls are doing it. Obviously, local Scousers, whatever. So yeah, that could be the reason why. Maybe the percentage of Muslim drivers is.
Yeah.
Could be that. Good point.
I do think that's more it, because it's not like it's not. I wouldn't say it's because they're coming out and working more this year because of that. Makes sense in some sense, but they've got to.
Hey, some might. So it could be like a multiple. Yeah.
You've got to rest.
I'm saying it could be multiple reasons, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Not just one. Do you know what I mean? It could be a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Do you know what I mean? A bit of a mixture of reasons. Yeah, I just think it's mad, and Uber's been up the wall, hasn't it? Oh my God, Chris! I'll get to you now. Tesla Mafia, hello lads, you alright, mate? Live, you're giving up anything for Lent. I reckon Matty does at least 5 hours every day in Uber for Lent. Could he do it? I could give up 5 hours of Uber every day for Lent. Don't know about doing it, Live.
Give up 5 hours? You don't even do 5 hours?
Listen, lads, I've done 10 on Sunday. Don't start this. We talked about this the other day. I've done 10. Everyone watching, listening, 10 last week.
What,
in
for
one
the
day?
whole week?
Honestly, the full week I done 10 hours, but it was one shift. If you want to go and see that shift, by the way, guys, it is on the Patreon. Also, can I mention on Patreon, we done a sneaky head-to-head with me and Martin in the northwest of Liverpool. There's northeast of Newcastle. And also, Mick and Mark done a sneaky head-to-head as well on Patreon. No spoilers. No spoilers.
All I've got to say is Mick cheated.
No one ever. You picked the day.
Yeah. So, if you want to go and see those private videos, you got to sign up to Patreon, guys. Driving Matty on Patreon. I can't believe Chris is still away, mate. Chris from Thailand, so hot, unbelievable. Chris, live. I definitely see more women drivers on the hacks as well. Yeah, mate, it is. It's becoming a new thing, isn't it, mate? We want proof. Go and join Patreon, lad, if you want proof. Raf, Matty becomes even lazy for Lent. Shut up, Raf. Nobody asked you, Raf.
Lad, he only done the
Listen.
10 hours because he had an airport in the night, and he was in the doghouse with his missus.
Yep.
You chat bubbles, you know. Just can't just give me a, can you? I have grafted all week, though. What day is it today? Wednesday. I done 2 hours this morning. What did I do yesterday?
He's so proud that he's done 2 hours.
Yesterday he come out for another challenge.
Did I? What was yesterday?
And the only reason he come out was because he was challenged by a member.
No, that was Monday.
Was that Monday the challenge, was it?
Yeah. So Monday, I worked in the evening, by the way, for the challenge. Tuesday, I went out, I think, done the morning rush, and then it was Pancake Tuesday.
Oh, God.
That's why.
Don't start pancakes. That's all he's been going on about.
Why I didn't go back to work in the afternoon, guys. Pancake Tuesday, greatest holiday of the year, and these all know it. Pancakes is, mate, honestly. But by the way, look at this now. Are you telling me I don't work Uber? Look at that. 3 days on the bounce, kids.
5 hours driving.
Look, boys. Grafting. But all jokes aside, I do privates as well. I just come across lazy, but not that bad. But these would take the mick out of me. What is Patreon? How do I get it? Chris, just if you go to drivermatty.com, mate, the link's on the actual thing. It costs money, though, Chris. Sorry, mate. Shin, are you getting any customers refusing to go on your Tesla? No, normally, mate, you've got to send me on getting the Tesla. Executive. Does anyone remember when Matty used to work for Uber back in the day? Lad, I do work. I've just showed you. 5 hours of driving time this week. Do you know what I mean? God's sake, man.
No, do you look at Uber as work or as a hobby?
Therefore, a hobby.
I look at everything I do.
Saying that.
Myself personally, I look at everything I do as work that I'm not doing, like playing the PS or out with the family and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like
playing the PS could be a job, you know.
That is very true. But do you know what I mean? No, but like, yeah, I think it's all because don't you think about it, right? Don't go too much detail, like, but I do a bit of Uber. I do obviously my main source is the privates. I do this. I do a lot of the videos. I do a lot of the schedule. I have a good few meetings a week with obviously a couple of sponsors, possible other future sponsors. I'm doing all the editing of the video. I do everything myself, all the thumbnails. There's a lot of work outside of all what you see. You know what I mean? When you just go all after the hour, to add another 3 hours after the podcast of doing editing, chopping and stuff like that. So, yeah, look at me.
Yeah, that copy and pasting's a hard job, you know.
Oh yeah, I've got to copy and paste this video into a masterpiece on YouTube. I don't copy and paste the news blog, the ChatGPT blog.
Download and then you click upload.
Oh God,
Raph.
See what I mean? No credit. What are you saying, Mark? Shut up, mate.
Raph has hit it nail on the head. Look at his comment.
Raph.
Marty looks at Uber as punishment. Oh, mate, I'll be honest with you, right, Raph? Hey, once I go to Chris, you're worth a few of my pounds. I'll get it if it allows me to have a go at you. Legend Chris, come and join us, matey. Raph, yes, mate, I'll be honest with you, mate. Yeah, I'm really struggling with Uber. I don't blame it. It feels like community service. Mate, right, listen. With Uber, I know Mick's just getting into it, but he's done years and years and years of heavy privates, and he's just starting to get into like more or less full-time Uber, aren't you? You haven't done it for a while, have you?
Yeah.
And you haven't signed up to my Thailand YouTube channel. I didn't even know you had one. I'll have a look at that once it's over, Chris. I didn't even know that.
Has he?
I'll
Have
check.
a look at that and all.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that. Nice one, Chris. But yeah, with Uber, I just think it just frustrates me, so I don't really like working them, but I still need to do bits and bobs, you know what I mean? I was chatting to an Uber exec the other day and asked him about the low fares. He said they do it to keep the drivers out and busy. If they were high, the driver wouldn't stay out as long. He goes, Serge, unhappy customer leaving Uber. Cavalier, mate, you are bang on. The fares are so cheap at the moment, passenger side. Do you know what I mean? But on the flip side, you still get the odd job where they take so much commission. I had one the other day, and I don't want to know, and customers tell me. And the other day I got in, he went, bloody hell, mate, I've heard they take loads of money off you. I was like, oh, do they? Yeah, just trying to get the job done. And he's like, oh, I paid 20 quid. How much did you get? Nine quid. Thanks for that, love. Yeah, I'll drop it off now. I was devastated. I just don't want to know. Do you know what I mean? I know they give you the summary at the end of the week, but it's nowhere near as bad as job on job, is it?
I got one today. It was £8.90, I think it were. And I was just got talking to the customer, and he just says about dynamic. What's dynamic pricing? I tried to explain it to him. I didn't have a clue, and he paid almost 20 quid for his fare, and I got paid 9 quid.
Yeah. A few people have told me that they've taken up to 60% now of some jobs, but also I've had other jobs. I've had other jobs where they've took like literally 5-10% off other jobs. Do you know what I mean? That's where the whole balance of 30% at the end of the week comes in, doesn't it? But it does go up and down. Matty, watch your whole video. Word of advice: don't sit in your EV when charging, especially fast charging. You will toast your spawn. It's like being in a microwave. Lad, I've already got there. Anyway, lad, so that doesn't bother me, kids. Hey, toast away, mate, toast away.
How Matty be walking around like a robot too.
Hey, plums like raisins, mate. That could be a new slogan on the hoodie. Don't tell me what you paid.
Yeah.
Yes, Andy. Hello, mate. Andy, my accountant, who's still refusing to come on the podcast as a special guest. Yes, you heard me, Andy. We'll be talking later about that. You were back on your back from your holidays, are you? But yeah, so yeah, with Uber, it is frustrating. But I still don't see the point in like striking and fighting the power. I just think if you're not happy, just leave.
Yep.
Don't do something else. That's what I do. That's why I hate doing Uber.
Oh, fuck.
How about yourselves? You enjoying it?
Yeah.
What?
What?
If you're not happy, leave. All you do is moan.
Yeah?
You? Who?
It's just you. You're just disgustingly positive.
Matt's
like
doing
a
it for
creepy
content.
kind of way. What, Mark?
You're just doing it for content, aren't you? So
Who
you're
wants
making
to
the fellow
fucking
Uber
hear someone-
drivers aware.
Who wants to hear someone moan constantly?
Sometimes it works just as well, doesn't it? You know what I mean? If I done a video, get on this job. This is a fantastic job. I earn loads of money. It's just not going to be the same as you. Look at Uber taking all my commission.
No, but you don't have to be like that, do you? You don't like.
Always bad. You made me sound like proper negative.
Yesterday was moaning about how ping, and all the mileage and how crap the mileage rate was and blah 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 blah. And then this morning there was no jobs and he was moaning. Can't win.
We're allowed to moan with English. Do you know what I mean? You're the ones
English.
Like, ooh, I love Uber. Ooh, I done 5
when do
hours
I
and
ever
then
say I love Uber?
I love Uber.
When do I ever say I love Uber?
Come on, Mark, you got to defend me. He's proper positive of who loves Uber,
I'm sure you said you loved Uber the other week.
I'm pretty sure, mate.
I'm sure he did.
Go on,
you might be
prove it.
joking. It's something like that's definitely left your mouth.
Not a chance.
Look, Nick, like, let's be honest now, right? Let's be honest. If I was to hear Crimson moaning, I would go home and listen to the missus. That's why I'm moaning, Andy. Now, what's going on? Listen, no.
You don't want to join the group, mate. You'll hear constant moaning every day.
Listen, Mr. Positive, Mr. Sunshine. So, come on, Mick. Do you or do you not currently love Uber?
No.
He does.
Be honest with the public.
I work Uber because it pays me wage, but I don't love it.
I've heard something that you singing and look, I don't know, you just love a life. You're loving Uber, lad. compared to the privates.
What's the point of going around miserable, moaning all the time?
No.
The sun is shining. The weather is sweet.
The sun is shining.
Well, it's only shining today. It hasn't been shining for months, has it? That's why we've been moaning.
Shining yesterday.
It's just saying the sun's out and I'm sat in a bedroom.
Go
Go on, Raph. You tell
look at Raph. Raph, you're disgusting, lad. Honestly, you are so far up. Mick Scoop, it's unbelievable. Mick has only ever said he loves his kids in LFC. Not even mentioned his missus, let alone Uber. Raph's like that.
There, see, you two, sit back down. I have never said I love Uber.
I'm pretty sure you have. Any Mark, come on.
I haven't.
Someone else need to jump. You've definitely been like, hey, I'm all up for positivity, mate. But yesterday, mate, didn't you go during the dead hours? And what did you do? I know you recovered in the evening, but what did you do during the dead hours?
Yeah, but I had a reason for moaning.
Why? Why do you get the right to have a reason?
Because my reason was there was no jobs at all. Like this morning, when you're having a moan that there was no jobs this morning, that's fine. Bloody hell, dead. Been out 40 minutes, no work. But the day before was moaning about mileage rates, which you constantly begging and bogging and booming about how much it's about time based now. But you've got nothing to moan about on the time base, so you just switch it back to mileage and moan about the mileage instead.
It's still frustrating, isn't it? After what it used to be like compared to now. Do you know what I mean? And we talked about this before as well on the job. What was the job you turned down because the miles was crap?
That wasn't so much the miles was crap, but it was also time though. 33 quid Salford Trafford Centre.
Yeah. And what was the miles?
And how many miles was that for 33 quid?
30 something, I think it was.
And you never turned it down because of the time, yeah? The half an hour to Salford from Kirby.
Kirby, it was Anfield, so it was 45 minutes.
Shut up. But you know my point though? Hey, we all moan. It depends what mood we're in. And Mick, you've moaned just as much as others, depending if you're not in a happy mood. Mr. Flippin' Upsy Downsy. Flippin' 7
I wouldn't say I've moaned as much as others. I have my moments.
Yeah, because everyone moans. It's our human nature.
No, but
do you know what I mean? I didn't moan this morning. I don't think. Did I moan this morning? No? Oh, yeah, I did. But we've got the whole point that we're British. British people moan. And then, unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it?
Worst thing is, waking up in the morning, knowing you've got 12 hours in front of you, you think, I'll see how the lads are doing. Turn it on, and you just want to go, throw your phone out the window.
I'll be honest, I find it funny sometimes. I find it funny. Executive came out yesterday and done 3 hours around Ormskirk and Southport and got £5.50 an hour. Nothing to moan about there, buddy. Nothing to moan about there. Uber's great. I love Uber. Uber's bog on, Mick. Tell me how good Uber is, lad.
What did I say about Uber? It's obviously in the wrong place, isn't he? I've never done £5.50 an hour. Never.
You live next to the city centre, not everyone does.
You tell everyone to get away from the city centre.
I'm not talking. Listen, we're not talking about Uber no more because it makes a fanboy. It's making me feel sick.
Because you lose. Why? We're not talking about it anymore because we lose. It's right.
There's not a losing. Mark, will you wake up?
I'm awake.
That's what he gets from waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Telling you, stupid. Say no. Ready? Watch this. Can you do this airport run? No. No. So, ready? Come on, let's all do it together. Go on. Mark, can you get up at 2 in the morning after having 1 hour's sleep?
Yeah,
I'll do that. Yeah.
I'm on my way. Oh God. Yeah, it makes felt though. Uber's great. Uber for life. Listen, we want to talk about because we've been chatting bubbles for half an hour. Listen, there's a few things, I'm not going to name them all. But one, we all seen it happen, haven't we? There's two things we want to talk about in this one. We've all seen it happen, right? So, in Reading, a driver got nicked for playing for hire. Yeah, he was a private hire at a festival in Reading, and he got nicked, and he got a big fine, got in trouble massively, because as we know, playing for hire is naughty, and it's not allowed. And then was it in Sheffield, Mark? You know about this, don't you? Heard about this? Is it Barnsley?
Yeah.
A person got nicked pretending to be a hackney, but he wasn't even a taxi driver. And he got a near £4,000 fine for it.
How do you pretend to
That's
be a
bad.
hackney? I
What?
understand. How do you pretend to be a hackney?
That's what he's
Instant
doing.
driver hire, but hackney.
Yeah. He was literally bouncing around as a hackney driver, even even a hackney.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
the
think this was
hackney.
off the orange light. In Sheffield, did he normal cars or the big or the black cabs?
Black cabs.
They're not normal cars.
Barnsley's different, I think.
Ah. Because
Barnes, I think,
he's probably got a Skoda Octavia and stuck an orange light on the roof, funny, off eBay.
yeah, I think it's a red light. I'm sure it is.
Oh, that makes sense.
Imagine having the plums. Hey, imagine having the plums to do that. I'm paranoid when I haven't got my magnets on. Imagine bouncing around. Not even a taxi driver, just bouncing around, picking people up. All right, mate, how's your day? Yeah, sound, yeah.
I bet you
Do you know what I mean?
out there that do it.
What?
I bet you there's loads out there that do
I
it.
bet there is.
I reckon applying for high thing is like when I remember I seen Pink in Anfield. Mick, you might see this after the footy. When you're walking from Anfield, all the Ubers parked up. You're right, mate, 20 quid to town. 20 quid to town. I literally, when I was walking out of Pink, I heard 3-4 different Uber drivers asking and talking to different people, bartering, like it was a Turkish market. Do you know what I mean? How much to town, mate? Ooh, and it went even, like, we had the Uber mags on the car and everything. So it does definitely happen. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever had a little a blag, or you think you've had a little blag knock on your window, and it was licensing? Has either of you used that?
Yeah, I've had it, and I reckon the only one that stands out massively to me was a big Aintree weekend. Aintree races weekend, and they offered me 100 quid to go across town, and I thought
That's a bit fishy.
Yeah. I got a 500 quid offer to London after Anfield once. 3 people in suits. Come on, mate, who goes to the game in a suit? How about yourself, Mark? Have you had any? Because I know Liverpool's quite rife for the taxi licensing and stuff, and Kev, doesn't he, in Brighton, believes that it's a bit excessive. He hasn't seen like a licensing officer in years and all that down south, but yeah, you see them every day.
I've had a few people bang on the door, we've dropped on, they've come up to the door and say, oh, you couldn't take me just down the road. I've had loads of them, and I've just said, now, mate. But I've never had who I thought was a licensing. I've seen them, but I've never had one.
I normally just go off the...
Sorry.
I couldn't... obviously, you can't tell whether it's a mystery shopper. It's impossible to tell whether they're the mystery shoppers, but I've only ever went off the offers. If it's if it's like, I mean, they've probably got onto it now and probably lowered it, but I think back in the day it used to be like
in excessive offers.
If it was too good to
be true,
to sound true, it probably is.
I'll be honest, I've always just, like, a bit of a goody two-shoes, I've always denied it. Even if it was a grand or 10 quid, I've always denied it, me. Because obviously it is illegal and stuff, we have to risk losing your whole livelihood over it.
I think they've stopped policing it way too much. I think the policing of it should have been increased for the amount of drivers that have been put on the road.
Yeah.
But it seems like years ago, you used to see nearly every weekend, a Matrix band block a taxi in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because they can't pull them over. They're not licensed and not allowed to do it without the police presence. So the mystery shopper will be in the car in the journey, and then that's once he's drove off, he can't be. You can't say they sit in the back of the car and then start chatting about the price and blah blah blah. He's got to proceed with the journey.
It's just not worth it. Like you're losing your whole livelihood, aren't you, for the 10-20 quid fare to Anfield or whatever, do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys got a discount pass at Manchester Airport, Cavalier? We have, mate. Well, I have. You two have, haven't you? It's called a concession card. Just apply online, send all your details off, and you get a good discount, to be honest. If you do the airport even a couple of times a month, it's probably worthwhile. What is it? I know it's going up. What is like 30 quid a year?
It's already gone up.
Has it already gone up? But it's like 30 quid a year, isn't it?
If you're going to do airports anyway, you're better off, especially at Manchester, you're better off getting a concession anyway, because now they're going barrierless. You're going to need it, aren't you, really?
Well, you think about it, what is it, like £3.50 as an average to drop off and pick up, where it's normally £6. It's nearly half, isn't it? 50% off.
Yeah.
So 10 journeys is 30 quid. And it's like 30 quid for the year, so it's definitely worth it. And like you say, it's convenience of it as well with the barriers, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to say, the barriers at Manchester, are they going to be on the pickups, or is it just drop-offs, barriers?
I think all, mate. I think they're all going, yeah. And also, there's no barriers. Just literally completely ANPR.
Yeah, but how many fines will be incoming now? Because if you're picking up,
that's what you
loads. Loads, mate. Yeah, it's bad. Like I said, yeah, it's going to be crazy when the barriers go. But I think it's better. I'm sick of queuing up trying to get out the terminal.
Yeah.
I still
got
reckon
another
3 weeks,
40 minutes to get out of the bleeding car park.
What's it, Mick?
I still reckon we've got to be at least 4 weeks away, yeah, before it happens.
Yeah, it's not happening yet, is it? Is the day confirmed?
Well, they said end of March, April, didn't they?
Isn't it April 1st?
Well, we've had nothing from the payment office, email-wise, so that's got to come before it happens, and they're normally 2 weeks' notice, so...
Yeah, I reckon it'll be March, April, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is March.
Yeah, end of March.
Anytime then. Live, I'd thought of licensing would be out enforcing match day big event. They always are, mate. They're normally not day to day. You see them sometimes at Lime Street. You see them on a Friday at Liverpool Airport. Literally isn't it nearly every Friday, Mick? You're there, JLA, at the airport. And then obviously you see them sometimes at the Lime Street, the train station. But mainly, yeah, Aintree, Footy, they're normally out and about. But like Mick said, the volume of the cars now on the road, and you got 3 officers trying to pull everyone. You still got good chance of just not getting spotted, you know what I mean? I was doing a private job at ADOC races, and my customers were approached by so many people offering a set price to town, etc. Why is no one policing this at events? There you go then. So it was happening at ADOC races. Was there like Ubers and that, wasn't it? Just private hire? Trying to get people to... It's crazy, isn't it? What's the score on the hacks? Can a hack... Sorry, Mick, what?
They're supposed to be really dead against it, and they do nothing about it. Literally.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think it's nowhere near as policed enough, is it? Like you said. What's the score on hacks? Can hack drivers refuse a job? Surely licensing get in on a rank and has to go around the corner and test the driver that way. Is it an instant ban for playing for hire? The thing with the hackneys, mate, well, what I've heard is what you're meant to do. If it's within your boundary, you're meant to take every job. I'm pretty sure, unless you've got a proper valid reason to turn them down. Do you know what I mean? But if you're at the front of the queue at Lime Street, you've been waiting for 40 minutes and someone goes, all right, mate, take me to the Hilton Hotel, which is 100 yards around the corner. I'm pretty sure legally you have to take it. And if you don't, you could get in trouble. Do either you two know that? Is that true?
Yeah, I think that is true.
You can cherry pick. You can cherry pick if it's out your border, can't you? If it's going out of area, you can say no. You can't refuse small jobs, can you?
You're not supposed to pick up anyway.
No, sorry. I mean, if it's like Lime Street, and say it's going to Manchester Airport, and you don't do the airports because you don't like them or whatever reason, you can refuse them legally because it's going out your licensing area. Do you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure if the drop off is within your boundary, you can't turn it down, mate. Because otherwise, no one's going to take the short journey, are they? They're going to get pushed down the back of the queue. And a few hackneys have told me as well, where like Dave's second, and they'll hear the conversation. And then when the guy comes and goes Hilton Hotel, the hackney will go, no, mate, go back to him at the front. Yeah. And then he'll be having murder with the guy at the front going, lad, you take him. It's legal, you have to take him. I'm not taking him. Do you know what I mean? So I can imagine it being a few barneys on the hack ranks, like.
Used to be years ago all the time, but now they just have to, I don't know what it is. It's like the students, like the changing students. Your students aren't your everyday students anymore, where they're going out, getting drunk every week. Every week, do you know what I mean? And everything's just changed, and it's weird. It's weird that it's happened since COVID, so it's got to be COVID. That's
COVID's fault.
100%. Well, you think about it. What was it? How long were we locked up for? Like 6 months. Everyone stopped going out. Everyone stopped going to restaurants. Everyone got bars built in their own house. Everyone started having house parties, social gap. And honest to God, like even now, sometimes you'd be like, oh, do you want to go finger on Saturday? Ooh, it's a bit crowded, isn't it? A little bit of people, eh? Don't know about that, pal. I'd rather stay at home, watch Emmerdale. Honestly, and it's just like a weird mentality that's happening, do you know what I mean? Do you want to go to the pub? Pints of lager, and I was like, £5.50, I can get a crate for that. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, you're not wrong, are you? It's just students are the same. My kids are teenagers, 12 and 15. Do you know what I mean? And there doesn't seem any interest in any from that type of stuff, or smoking, they're not on drugs, not. You know, it's just mad. The fact I was aware, by the way. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, bloke stood next to cars with no magnets on, just all parked up on the racecourse. Crazy, security weren't even moving them on. Madness, mate. I was at jail 8 years ago, and a passenger wanted to go less than a mile away. The driver refused because he'd been waiting over 2 hours. There was murder with the rest of the drivers. Yeah, live you bang on, mate. I'm pretty sure you can't.
No.
Have you seen this new company called VAM? Coming soon. They've only a £25 weekly description. Notice it. Please elaborate. What does it do?
It's going to be one of those
Oof.
try and battle Uber taxi things.
By the way, this is a good one. Did you see about the Beamer at Manchester Airport? Now, this is going to benefit anyone who owns an airport transfer company, like myself and like Mick. So a car, £150,000 BMW 4x4, got booked into one of those meet and greet companies, at Manchester Airport. Now, we weren't the official Manchester Airport one. I think it was like a third party one. And then they come back off holiday. No car. Got a text saying, got a taxi home. Can't find your car, blah, blah, blah. Chased the car down, spoke to the police and everything else. And the car was crashed and smashed up in the country lanes near the airport.
Oh, yeah.
Just remember it? And the rumour is that the company went for a little joyride because it was 150 grand BMW SUV and wrapped it up in the woods and left it there. Do you know what I mean? And now people are going, bloody hell, is it worth the risk? Parking my car up for blah, blah, blah. And someone said to me the other day, on a general journey, talking about airports and stuff, and he said, I normally take my car to the airport, right? And I went, yeah. And he was doing from Liverpool, and it was Manchester Airport. And he went, oh, for 2 weeks, it was like 140 quid to leave the car for 2 weeks, meet and greet and all that. And he went, how much is it for the airports? I went, depends on the company, mate. 70 to 80 quid each way, including the tolls. And he went, why didn't we just book the airport company then instead of risking the car and stuff like that? And it's a valid point, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Would you risk, I know obviously what we're doing, would you risk your cars and hand it into over the meet and greet, or would you drive the airport yourselves, or would you get a taxi? What would you two do if you were going on holiday?
I do both because it's
Mixture.
It's just. I know you hear horror stories, but you hear horror stories about anything. So there's hundreds and hundreds and thousands of cars parked at airports every year, and that one comes out. So it is what it is, isn't it? But that BMW is going to have a tracker on it, so they're going to know how many miles it's done, isn't it?
Insurance and all that money, really,
Yeah.
an insurance payout and that. The company's probably flapping as well because I don't think the company is public, so I reckon it's going to be a sneaky under the door thing, innit?
All right.
Do you know what I mean? How about yourself, Sleepy Mick?
Sleepy, man. I'm not sleepy. I'm just listening. Let Mark have a go for once.
Good one. What? You don't go. When last time you went abroad, did you book a transfer or did you drive?
No, I'd book a transfer. I always get a transfer. I mean, I only airport transfer company. Imagine me saying, lads, I'm not going to use you. See you later.
Yeah, no.
So that's not principle, by the way. I'd do that anyway, even if it didn't own an airport transfer company. But the simple reason is, even if it's only a 4-hour flight, say if you've got a night flight for one, and you
can't drink the day before you fly home.
You're sitting at your hotel checking out 10, 12 o'clock. You've got to sit all around the airport in your hotel for 6 hours before you transfer. You can't have a drink. You can't relax. You know you've got to drive once you've landed. Just get a transfer, pick you up outside the door to door, and you can relax, chill, and you're still on holiday. Essentially, when your airport transfer turns up, your holiday begins, doesn't it?
What do you do then, mate?
I would
both, mate.
do it.
Both, mainly a book transfer or just book, pay one of the lads. But like I have done it where I've drove the car, and it was more the fact of like if it's like a 1-2 nighter job at
Yeah,
Manchester Airport.
well, this is
Do
what
you know what I mean?
that,
It's just not worth paying 160, 170 quid
For 2 nights.
for 2 nights. You know what I mean? I'll just drive up, park my car there, cost me like 20 quid, 30 quid for a couple of nights,
yeah,
get
that's
home.
different.
Do you
If
know
you're
what I mean? So
going on a
scenarios
little,
like that, I've done that. But if it's over a week or 2 weeks, I've always booked a transfer.
it's 100 quid
I
for
wouldn't,
good now. I
never
think
risk booking
for a
a
week.
normal taxi like Uber or Alpha. I'd never risk something as important as a holiday and relying on the reliability of someone picking me up or not picking me up. Do you know what I mean? So something as important as an airport.
I'm pretty sure the official ones now. If you're not, I wouldn't even dream to not even use an official one. But I'm pretty sure now it's £108 was the minimum last time I looked, which was about 4 months ago. Might have gone up.
Yeah, but is that the one where you park your car, then you got a little bus journey and everything else?
Yeah, that's the cheapest option. So
Yeah.
it's Jetpack 2, isn't it?
That's the one. That's the
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
Because like I said,
all over.
because same with like Uber and stuff. I know Uber can be cheaper. Well, can be. Sometimes Uber's more expensive than the local companies, isn't it? Depending on who you book with. Um, but with Uber and that, I've been and it's how many times you've booked an Uber and no one's picked it up. Certain times that they'll take busy periods or whatever, or the price is too low. The drivers are waiting for the surge never comes, and you don't get picked up. Do you know what I mean? And the amount of passengers people complain to me and say, "Oh, I wish I could increase the price on my passenger app end to get picked up," is unreal. A lot of people say that to me. But yeah, I don't think I'd have a risk going to the airport on like the likes of Uber and stuff. But this is where it's going to go into something else. Raf was talking about he went to Manchester, didn't he? So I put the article in DM News, made a little article out of it. And do you think, in your opinion, do you think that either the trains are too expensive or Uber is too cheap? Because remember, Raf said he said that he was in Manchester, 4 of them, and it was cheaper for him to get an Uber directly to his door than it was the 4 of them getting the train home and then an Uber from the train station. Like a lot cheaper, like a tenner cheaper between the 4 of them. So do you reckon trains are too expensive for what they are, or do you reckon Ubers are just too cheap?
Probably not for what they are. It's probably quicker, isn't it? But it's more when you're getting a train. You end up getting like an Uber down to or get a taxi down to a train station anyway. But aren't the trains now just upping their prices as well? Aren't they? It's all gone
Pretty
up.
sure, mate.
So
Who's
whereas
reported
taxis are
that?
going down. What?
Is that news? Just is that incoming as the train prices going up?
Yeah.
Or
They were
that's
on the radio. They were on the radio the other day. They're going up. Because it's like my wife gets a train to Meadowhall to Chapeltown, and it's normally like £2.50. That's gone up to about £5 now, £4.50.
Do us a favour, Mick, Mark. You talk, mate. School's just rang me. Please, you continue on for whatever.
Oh.
The glue's gone.
No, it's Uber's definitely too cheap, isn't it?
It
At the
is,
end of
isn't
the
it?
day, Raf has gone on and as a one-off, right? If you think about it as a one-off journey that he wants to do, so them prices what he's been given are absolutely spot on.
Yep.
If you were traveling to work on a train, Monday to Friday, blah blah blah, there's like concession things that you can get on trains now that are a hell of a lot cheaper. Do you know what I mean? So
Probably like £15 a week,
to
innit, for a
compare
travel
a
car.
one-off journey like that, a taxi should be a hell of a lot
Cheaper.
more.
Especially
And
when
I think it worked out. What was it, 11 quid for 2 of them or something,
3 weren't there?
or 3 of them
2 or 3, yeah.
on the train? How can you? That's not.
I know.
That's not too cheap. That what's that? £3.50 each.
Yeah.
£3.25 each or something.
Yeah, yeah. It's like if there's obviously if you're on your own travelling, might be if you're not bothered on site, then you take public transport, don't you? Because but going out on a taxi, going on Uber, if there's 2 people more, it's a hell of a lot cheaper to get a taxi than Uber.
I honestly, I think
convenient and all. It's
far
from
too
door
cheap.
to door, isn't it?
What should the rate? It's live and in the chat. What should be the rate per mile? Do you think, Mick, on Uber and private hires? I don't think you should be able to get a car now, midweek, Tuesday, daytime.
£1.50 a mile.
Which do you say 150?
Yeah, a mile.
I think more than that.
Do you think more than that?
Well, I think much more than that because the driver's got to be paid as well. Don't forget.
No, what I mean is what you get
as a
the
driver.
The driver gets £1.50 a mile.
As a driver, I think you should be on no less than £1.60 a mile. Really?
Yeah.
And then you're looking around 180, 190 you charge to a customer. Really? This day and age? Definitely.
Well, I'm going off bare minimum. That's what I do anyway. I don't take no job that's less than £1.50 a mile. Minimum. Anything over £1.50 is a bonus for me. That's how I look at it.
At the end of the day, the service you provide, you're pulling up right outside the house and you're dropping off them right where you should be.
Yep.
It's 3. If I do that from here to town, say it's 2 miles, so it's minimum fare plus £1.80. £2, say £2, right? And then you go and get on a bus now, it's £3, £3.50.
Do you think, locals, I don't know what it's like up there where you are. I think locals here, your first mile's £4.80, I think.
Yeah.
£4.50. And then it goes up every 100 kind of thing. But an extra mile is probably £1.80. So if you go 2 miles, that's £6.60, £6.30. Then they take the commission off. Do you think? Yeah. Did Uber originally do that? Did they originally have a set mile first?
Yeah, I think they still do. To be fair, I think they pretty much do. I'm not. I think the lowest I've seen a job, which was like 0.2 of a mile, 0.3 of a mile, was like £3.43.
Right. Would you be happy with this? Right. Short distance, anything under 20 miles, say. First mile's got to be £4.50. So as soon as you do a job, it's £4.50. This is Uber I'm talking about. So because you get, and then that's £4.50. Then every mile's £1. Would you do it? So if you do 2 miles, it's £5.50 guaranteed.
So if the minimum fare was what?
£4.50 for the first mile. No matter where you go from 0 to a mile, that's what £4.50. And then from the first mile up to the 20th mile, it's £1 a mile.
No, I think
or £1.20 a mile kind of thing.
If you get to 4 miles, you're looking what, £4.50 and then £7.50. 4 miles, 5 miles.
At the moment,
starts getting a bit.
Because at the moment, I did a job today. It was something like 3.2 mile. I think I only got about £4.70 for it.
I reckon the minimum fare needs to increase. Definitely.
Yeah.
But I don't think we should be on £1 a mile for a 200-mile journey either. Sorry for jumping in, by the way.
No,
I might have to end the podcast in a sec. Go on.
All right.
No, go on.
What I'm saying is up to 15 mile. Then after 15 mile, it goes up to £1.50 a mile. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know what I missed.
You're not missed much.
Well, it depends, doesn't it? Do you want the shorter journeys or do you want the longer journeys? Because I know mileage used to decrease the further you went.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's the thing now. It does it for my airport pricing. You know what I mean? If you're going to Heathrow, you're not like £2.50 a mile. Do you know what I mean? But if you're going a short journey, you're on £2.50 a mile for a short journey. I think
personally,
I think 30 miles, 100 miles, and it drops down and drops down. Then
this day and age, really, you should not be able to get a taxi to your front door for less than £5.
100%. To the driver, by the way, before we start about commissions, Mr. Uber, definitely, I'd say 5 a minimum, mate.
I think the service that you're literally pulling up outside the house for them. Yeah, you might have just been round the corner or whatever, but it doesn't matter, does it? I think you maybe you should get 1.5 miles, may even push 2 miles out of that fiver. But I'd say 1.5 miles comes with that fiver.
Well, look, I've just looked there, right? I've just from my house to Manchester Airport, right?
Yeah.
The privates is between £90 and £95. Uber's offering 60 quid there. So how much the driver going to get off that?
That's what I mean. No, but we've said this loads. People say Uber takes too much commission. Uber charges too little, mate. And also that'll be probably 90 quid on a morning rush hour when the demand's up. And then they'll probably pay the drivers 50, 60 quid. Do you know what I mean? But now while it's quiet.
You can get an exec car for £87.50.
It's crazy, mate. It's crazy. Do you know what I mean? But like what Live has just put here, the train prices are going up.
Yeah.
You talked about the mileage. What does an airport run work out per mile to Manny from Liverpool, Mick? But I'll just say it's a fixed fare anyway, mate. Everyone's competitive with the mileage. It's not really on a mileage price, is it?
For us, it works out. Let me just work it out for you.
Was it 36 mile you doing it, Mick? From town?
After commission, £1.90 a mile.
Is that your 65 from town?
That's the minibus. That's up to
£7
£1.90 a mile. If I was doing car, okay, so it's car.
It's 58. Was it 58 minus?
Work out what I get.
On a car, it's £1.50 a mile.
Is that what it works out, yeah?
Through us, yeah. £1.50 a mile through us. £1.90 in a minibus, and then slightly increases to about £2. That's after
minibuses now. They're still 80.
That's after your commission and after your drop-off fee. So obviously, if you were on a commission card, you get a little bit more. So, but that's whether you're on a concession card or not.
What are your minibus prices now, Mick? Are they still 80, 85? Is it?
80 on a return, 85 for the one way. But 90% of the work is return journeys anyway.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. So do you reckon?
About £2 a mile after commission.
Yeah. Liverpool's low here, mate. Do you reckon? Or have you considered upping your prices these days, Mick, or not bothering?
Maybe next year. I've upped prices for this year. We've just literally done it from the 1st of March. The only thing I've touched is match day prices.
Up them slightly on the match day prices.
Yeah.
No, because that's like there's not many fares now. There's not many companies now charge under 70 now, do they, for a car from like town to Manor. I could probably name two, 3 companies maybe.
Yeah, we do 65 with the return booking for the car, but I think that's fine. I've just worked it out there. It's £1.50 a mile. You won't get that on Uber.
Well, 65 from town. Yeah, but we've talked about this, haven't we? Private bookings shouldn't compare to Uber. We should be more expensive, or you should be a lot more expensive than Uber.
We are.
In what way? Didn't you say, so the driver gets 55 quid, yeah, from town to Manny on a private booking, right? Yeah?
55.
Isn't it 65 minus, 58. So 58 quid to the driver, which is after the commission, right? You're probably going to get, 45, 50 to Uber plus the toll back. So you're getting probably similar-ish, maybe a tenner more on private. But the thing is, when you work in Uber, as you know, you've had the job before, they're within a mile while you're already out working. With the privates, you've got to leave your house and go somewhere else and whatever. I had a job the other day, and it was 40 quid. It was one of mine. It was 40 quid.
You think we should be more than a tenner for that?
What?
You think we should be more than a tenner for that?
No, I'm just comparing as an example. But like as an example, I had one job and it was a 2-mile job, and it was Anfield to town. It was like 40 quid, right? But I actually timed it And I was literally, that's the only job I was doing. I was dead busy. I had to nip out, do it, nip back home. And with driving to Anfield, waiting for the customer finally coming out and driving off from town and back home, it was like a 3-hour job, 2.5-hour job from the transport, the waiting, the dropping off, and trying to get back home with the bad traffic. Do you know what I mean? And that's why we're saying, like, obviously minimum fares and stuff should be like, what's your minimum fares? Yours minimum fare 40, is it?
40, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Because, like I said, without a minimum fare, people go, bloody hell, I'm only going 100 yards, and you're like, but it's what the driver's going through to get you that 100 yards, isn't it? How about yourself, Mark? Have you got a minimum fare up in Sheffield?
I don't think. I think we might do, because we do it. We do.
Yeah, but have you ever had a job like a 10 quid job off the company you get your work off?
Yeah, because there's a job that we go to. I can't think how many miles away it is. It's only probably about 13, 14 miles, and I think it's 40 quid. So I think the minimum fare is £40. I'm pretty sure it is.
Normally the private bookings are minimum fare 40, 50 quid, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it is bad. But like, I still disagree comparing privates to Uber and vice versa. I think actually we should be a lot more expensive. Do you know what I mean? Bad Marcus has proven in Sheffield, he is, isn't he? What was that, 60 quid to Manchester? Passenger side. And yours is 90.
Market, isn't it? That we can't push that, because at the end of the day, there's others charging the same.
What, sorry?
We couldn't push that though, because that's the market. Yeah, I agree, the market should be up. But the next person...
Yeah, you've got to be competitive with the rest of the companies around here.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Totally agree with you.
Do you know what I mean? And that's the reason why we are what at the price we are. I can't do my pricing off. I should be hell of a lot more than Uber, because the other companies aren't.
Yeah, you've got to be competitive with your competition, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to check now from town to Manchester Airport. Here we go. Right, let's go to Ryanair. 50. Oh, sorry, no, I've got Uber credits, so get rid of that because I use Uber Eats. You can tell. £64. Liverpool to Manchester Airport.
How many miles is
the
that?
same, right? £64 town to.
Is that from yours?
No, from Manchester, from town, right?
It's about 35 then, Mark.
XL, 105. Our minibuses charge 80 to 90. Exec XXL is 110. And exec is 105. Do you know what I mean? And our local prices, our local companies are charging 65, 70. So they're literally
we want
price
to work off Uber as
cheaper,
well.
cheaper than Uber. Crazy. What?
Yeah, but we want to work off Uber though.
No, yeah. Cheaper isn't always best. Give me 2 seconds, mate. I've got to make this phone call again. I'll explain this.
What I'm saying is, like, Mick, ours is about 60 quid from here. It just shows you, innit? And you're saying it's 35 mile. Uber's charging me here 60 quid. It's gone up £1. 60 quid to go 42 mile. And what did you say?
Well, it is to use 42, so there's only extra 7 to 10 mile, depending on whereabouts.
And it's cheaper to go from Sheffield.
That's bizarre.
And how long is it out? And how long does it take you from what Matty said to Manchester Airport? 45 minutes.
On rush hour, it can take worst case scenario, I would say an hour.
Worst case scenario for us, you're looking about an hour and 40.
No, that's without. This is not as. You could have a crash en route and it'll be an hour and a half. Do you know what I mean? But with heavy traffic on a normal peak day, you're looking an hour.
Right, heavy traffic for us, which is rush hour. You're looking at anything between an hour and 25 to an hour and 40. On a normal, if you're driving straight from my house to there, you're looking an hour and 10 minutes, and that's saying 59 quid, 60 quid.
Yeah, if we do it at 2 o'clock in the morning, you can do it in 35 minutes, 40 minutes.
But yours is mainly all motorway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, ours is going around all flipping.
Yeah, you got about 2-3 mile thereabouts from the city centre of like city driving. That's it. Then you're out. It's motorway all the way then.
What Rathborough, Manchester Airport, not doing any more concessions due to the amount of applications. Oops.
4692 Belline Street to Man Airport. They must factor in the amount of drivers in the area at the time. Demand must be down a lot right now. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at this time of day.
Now, yeah.
Sorry, guys, all sorted. Daughter's on an ice skating trip, and she fell and banged her head. So I was trying to find out if I had to go. She's all right. She's got a bit of a headache, but the mum sorted in. We already sorted the school, but wanted to double check. But she's all good, all good. But yeah, I think. Wait, I won't say. Raf man ain't taking new applicants
We've covered that.
for the contestant. Have you already read that? Yeah. Sorry, but I didn't even know that. Did you know that? They're not taking any more applicants.
I just said.
Jesus. £46 Uber Lime Street to Manchester Airport. They must factor in the amount of drivers in the area and the time demand must be down right now. Yeah, 100%, mate. When they've loads of drivers, Uber will charge super cheap and take hardly anything off the driver. They've always done that. But when the demand is, they always put the price up to make it more incentivized for the driver to do it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, Mick. Yeah, cool. Happy days. Right, are you two happy to end the day then?
Yes.
Yeah, happy? Ah, the Grinch. What's Mick doing? Do you mean that?
Grinch.
It's a dog toy.
Is it? Oh, don't squeak it, mine. We're going mad. Oh, mine's gone. Where's mine gone? I don't know, mate. She's gone. Listen, guys, I'm going to end the podcast there. Thank you for tuning in. You Gang of Legends, episode 41. Make sure you go and consider joining the Patreon. Definitely been supportive and it's been a fun, and we're doing some more challenge videos and head-to-head top secret content. And thanks again, as always, for Mick and Mark for taking part. You Gang of Legends. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.